All right, let's get to another of the hockey stories from last night and yesterday evening. Yeah. The Calgary Flames. They unveiled Jaromir Jagr. Jagr was on the ice at practice today, and the result didn't go Calgary's way last night, but Saturday is another day at home against the Jets. Brad Treliving, GM of the Calgary Flames, joining us on the phone. Brad, can you hear us?
Yep, I'm here, guys.
All right. Great to have you with us. We appreciate the time, Brad. Brad, let's talk Jagr first. We'll get to last night in a second. Let's talk Jagr. To finally see him out there today, running through practice with your club, what was that like for you to see?
Well, I mean, it's obviously a guy who brings a great presence to him. What he's done in the game, his resume speaks for itself. There's a little bit of surrealness that you see him out there wearing your jersey. But as we talked as a group here, we got to get past this and get on to, getting him up to speed. And I thought he looked good today. He's obviously, it's like anybody, I don't care what your age you are, when you've missed a training camp, you've got some work and some catch up to do. Talk to him after, and he didn't feel great. But you can just see the size and the mind and the skill and the ability that he's got. We'll keep working with him and get him up to speed, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Brad, obviously you had a little while to think about bringing Jagr in. Was there a single thing that put you over the top?
I don't know if there's an aha moment with it, other than we think he can help us. I mean, that's really what you go through. We went through training camp here. We've got some young people that I think are on the cusp in terms of ready to play, but we've got a number of guys that I think are going to need some time, and which is not unusual for young players. So as the further we went through camp, and as we look at our group, we felt that this is something that can help us in terms of providing some offense. You look at what he's done even most recently in the last couple of years, and there's always that factor of at some point we all reach that stage where can we continue to do it. But when we started looking at watching his shifts and seeing the impact he had last year, we felt he's got something to give, and we think he can help us.
Brad, in the line combinations today, and I understand it's practice, so this can always change, Jagr was on with Sam Bennett and Chris Versteeg. Just the thinking there in what potentially could that do for a young player like Sam Bennett to have that level of experience around him?
The other players, yeah.
Sure. Well, obviously the thought process is that he can help Sam. There isn't anything Jaromir hasn't seen, and you could see there today, even in the first practice, that there was lots of dialogue, not only on between the three of them in terms of creating some chemistry or trying to build some chemistry, but even just some I know, talking to Sam after, just some pointers that he gave him in terms of protecting pucks and doing some certain things in the offensive zone. So, part of this is can he come in and help us? We think he can. The other part is you've got a young player like Sam Bennett, and I think he can only benefit from the experience that Jaromir can have with him and show him and talk to him about certain situations. So we saw that sort of starting today, and we're hopeful that'll be a positive step for us and for Sam.
Brad, I know that the outcome wasn't what you were looking for last night, but that 97 kid ain't bad. What did you think of the new guys, the other new guys, Mike Smith, Travis Hammock, and among others?
Well, I think Mike Smith was terrific. I thought he was, he was the reason that game remained 1-0 for a while. We weren't very good last night. I don't think it was. Obviously Connor is a special talent. He is a special talent, as he displayed last night. I thought their whole team outplayed us in a lot of facets. Yes, McDavid was terrific and world class, but I think outside of Mike's play, we were not up to standard in a lot of areas. I thought our ability to generate anything was limited. Now you tip your hat to them and their ability to defend. I thought that was really the difference in the game.
Yeah.
they've got some high-powered offense over there, but they defended very well. They took away ice. They didn't give us a whole lot, and conversely, we didn't create a whole lot. So we've got to be better in a lot of areas, and that's something we talked about here today.
I know I'm splitting hairs of really good to great, but do you need, you said create, and all I could think of was, I mean, your best players have to be your best players in this league consistently. Is that something maybe Jagr can help Johnny Gaudreau or Sean Monahan to be able to create consistently? Because I feel like that's almost the step from really good to great.
Well, no question. I think that there's, you know, in this league here, you need depth and you need scoring from throughout your lineup. But ultimately, on most nights, your big guys are going to drive you, and you know they're rewarded with ice time and key situations. And you know, our team's no different than a lot of teams. You know, your top guys have to be the engine, and you know, we're hopeful. We're hopeful that, you know, again, we're not bringing Jaromir in to be some sort of savior. We're trying to see if there's some chemistry, see if he can help us, you know, again, create a little more offense. And if there's an ability to have some experience rub off on all of our players, including Sean and Johnny, that's a benefit as well. But no question, you need your top players to be good on a lot of nights, and we're no different.
Brad, this was brought up yesterday at the press conference, the relationship between Jagr and the traveling Jagrs. Will they enter into some form of business relationship? Is Jaromir now expected to pay more freight? How can you update that story for us?
Yeah, I don't know if I've got a lot. I didn't know until I heard that they were local here, so I don't know if they're the non-traveling Jagrs now or what. So we'll have to see how that shapes up. I know he's focused on sort of getting up to speed and hopefully getting in the lineup sooner rather than later.
Well, we always appreciate you stopping by, and you always give us a lot of your time, so we appreciate it. And better luck the rest of the way, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, that is the GM of the Calgary Flames, Brad Treliving, after Game 1 and the introduction of Jaromir Jagr